It is Monday, July 8th. We are now past 4th of July. I hope everybody had a great one. Hope you had a chance to spend some time with family or friends. Maybe a little cookout, maybe get a little sun. Maybe you just had some extra time because 4th of July is a day off for you. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you had a great weekend. It's pretty hot here in Arizona, so I know I always bring up the weather here, but yeah, it's hot. We're breaking all kinds of records and not good ones. So I got a little pool time this weekend, and then otherwise I was staying indoors trying to keep cool. We are already in the 90s at 8 a.m. this morning, so we're melting. If any of you can send some beautiful rain my way, just a little bit even, that would be fantastic. Oh gosh, good morning, Tina. Hello, Diane. So Art Beaters, tell me who's watching today. What's the weather like where you are? I hope that it's good. I hope that you're ready to start a great week. Hello, Kat. Hello, Lois. I'm so grateful to have all of you here. I'm Deb Floros. This is my show, Designing with Deb, here at artbeads.com/live. And I like to focus on the design aspects of jewelry making. So that's what we do on Monday mornings. We get the week started right, get you launched to be able to start making yourself. Hello, Lois. Hello, Anne. Oh, Lois says it's very warm, 90s in Connecticut. That is warm in Connecticut because you also get the humidity there too. Anne says it's steamy in Michigan. Tina says hot and humid in Austin, Texas. Yeah. Kim Caldwell, hello, Deb from San Antonio, Texas with blue skies. Blue skies are nice. We have blue skies here too. I'm happy for that. Kat says 61 right now, supposed to get to the 80s. 61 sounds amazing, and so did the 80s. Yeah, we're going to be probably in like the 111 range where I live, which means it's going to be probably like 116 in the Phoenix area. So, it's hot. So if you're planning a trip to Arizona, don't plan it in July. Oh gosh. Let's see. What is, Christina says, beautiful in Colorado. I love it. ND Karen says, ND 68, low humidity. That sounds amazing. Oh, so I'm jealous, you guys, but I'm happy. I'm indoors. I have AC. I have a fan above me, and I'm here with all of you. So, yeah. So let's get some of the housekeeping things out of the way so we can chitty chat about what we're doing today. So if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, that is the best place to watch the show. That's where all the action is while it's live. I can see your comments. So all of the folks here sharing where they're from and what the weather's like, they're here at artbeads.com/live. So if you're watching the show live, come over here. If you're watching on the replay, anywhere, here or Facebook or YouTube, we appreciate all the watches. Thank you for supporting artbeads.com. We appreciate you. And you can also do a lot of fun things here if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. You can comment, you can ask questions. The Artbeads team and I can see your comments. You can also share the love by clicking on the hearts. So there's a little heart icon. You can click on that and share some love. Hi, Anne from California at 103 there. Mary says, good morning, Deb. Zakaya says 80 degrees and sunny in beautiful Michigan, North Michigan. Wow, that sounds great. I see some hearts coming through. Thank you. So the heart icon, you can click as many times as you'd like and as often as you'd like throughout the show. And most important, there is a shopping bag on your screen, and that will allow you to see everything that's in the show. So during the course of the show, products will pop up on the screen. You can click those. But if you want to see everything that's in the show and start dropping things in your cart, you can click on that shopping bag, get more information about the products, and then drop them into your shopping bag. So I hope that you'll do that. And we've got some fun things to talk about today. One more housekeeping thing before we do that is, guys, the Art Beads design team and crew are going to be at BeadFest this year. So if you don't know about BeadFest is a bead show. It's located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's from July 31st through August 3rd. There are classes, there are vendors, there are all kinds of fun things going on, and the Art Beads team is going to converge onto that show. We have a whole day workshop with all of the Art Beads designers, and we've got a coupon code for you to get into workshops and get into the show. So if you go to the BeadFest Interweave site, you can enter the code artbeads.com25 for 25% off of the workshops. And you can also get $5 off of your entry fee by entering artbeads.com5. Let me go back. I missed a few comments. Let's see. Zakiah says, I love your earrings, Deb. Thank you. We made these a while back. One of the show's chain and bead earrings. That was a fun show. Andrea says, hello from Andrea, New Windsor, New York. Lovely. Barb says in Ontario, 90-ish. Ooh, that sounds kind of hot. And thanks, Michelle, for throwing that in. Good morning, Winnie. So, housekeeping stuff out of the way. Oh, one last plug. Please join us in Lancaster because the whole Art Beads team has a lot of fun things for you. So come on down, take the workshop from us, and let's have some fun. So today is the last day of the seed bead sale at artbeads.com. You can get up to 35% off of seed beads. And guys, seed beads are already pretty affordable. So if you can get up to 35% off, it's a great day to shop for seed beads. And you don't have to be a seed beader. I think if you guys know me, you've probably heard me say, I'm not technically a seed beader, but I love to work with seed beads. So there's a sale going on. You'll also get a free tube of Toho seed beads with purchase. So that's super cool. I always loved a free little gifty in my packages. So yeah, it's a great day to shop for seed beads, which is why we're doing a seed bead project today. Let me scroll back. Let me make sure I got everybody. Let's see. Kat says, I made those earrings. Thank you, Kat. Marianne, good morning, Deb. And arrears from my vacation spot in Maine. Ooh, very nice. I bet it's nice there. Beverly says, morning, Deb. Good morning, Beverly. Winnie, sunny and chilly in Litchfield, Nova Scotia. Ooh, sunny and chilly. I don't know. I might take a chilly day. Carmen, 68 degrees now in California. That's awesome. Santa Barbara girl, good morning, sunny Deb. Thank you, my dear. Good morning to the Art Beads team from Marianne. Janet Moore from Houston, Texas. Janet, we're hoping that you are safe from what's happening down there in Texas. Paulette, good morning, Deb and all. And Marianne says, I'm not a seed beater either, but am now convinced for spacers. Maybe I converted you. Joan Phoenix, good morning, Deb. And Santa Barbara girl saying hello. So, okay, yammer. So seed beads, guys, we're going to make a project with seed beads and some wire. And we're going to use a fun tool called a Spin-a-Bead from Beadalon. It's a bead spinner or a bead loader. So I'm going to flip my camera down. We're going to start chatting about this fun project. All right, getting you guys positioned so you can see what I got here. So I said we were going to work with a Spin-a-Bead. What is that? It is this thing. So this one is the Spin-a-Bead Junior, and this is made by Beadalon. There are other brands of bead spinners out there or bead loaders out there. They all are essentially the same concept. Some of them are a little better quality. And Beadalon actually offers several sizes. This is the junior. And this is the one that I have in the show today. And I believe it's the only one that's available in stock at Art Beads. So, this one is nice and compact. It's easy to store. It's also a nice size for me to show you on camera because it's small. So this one fits kind of in my hands like this so you can get some size perspective. And it comes apart and it spins around like this. And so what does this thing do? It's going to help us load seed beads onto whatever material we're using. So with the Spin-A-Bead, a lot of people use like a wildfire or a fire line or something, maybe even some beading wire. And when you get this tool, it comes with this little big eye curved needle. It's a little hard to show on camera, but it's a very thin needle and it's a big eye needle. Let me see if I can actually separate this on camera. These are always a little tricky to separate. So the big eye is this. So it allows you to drop your cording into it. So like that, you can drop it into the notch. And then this little curved piece goes into the bead spinner, which is full of beads. Will be in a minute. We're not going to use this today because we're going to do a little something different with it, which I wanted to be able to show you that you can use the bead spinner in a little bit of a different way. Kim from North Carolina says, good morning, getting ready to leave for teaching my jewelry making camp for kids. Oh, Kim, that's great. Have a great time. Good luck. That sounds fun. So this is part of what you'll get with the junior. And I believe these also come with the other sizes, but the other sizes I think may offer some trays as well. So they're not available now, but if you're interested in a bigger one at a later date, check back to see if those are available. So let me show you the swirly seed bead earrings. You may have seen these in the promo for the show. This is what we're going to make today. These are made with seed beads and 24 gauge wire. And I added a fun little charm from Tiara Cast and some beautiful nun design ear wires. These colors I chose myself and I mixed them myself, which is really fun, a fun way to use the bead spinner. It's kind of a good way you can create a mixing bowl of seed beads. So I selected some really fun colors. These are kind of modern bohemian, sort of neutral tones. And they are, let's see, galvanized, perma-finish galvanized matte rose gold Tohos. Also some treasure 11.0 metallic frosted antique silver. And what was my third one? My third one is opaque frosted light beige seed bead. So I've got a trio of colors and I kind of went with the antique copper metal tone here. And I thought this was just a nice combination of beads for any season, really. This goes into all seasons, but it feels to me very spring, summer, early fall. So I grabbed my beads, I dumped them into my bead spinner, and I created this blend. Now, if you don't want to create your own blend, which I think is actually kind of fun, there are bead blends out there on artbeads.com. There are some designer seed bead blends that come in sets of 4. I put some of those in the show. So if you don't feel confident in putting colors together, some of those designer blend sets are really great because you can just dump them all in and create your mix. You don't have to worry about putting colors together. But I suggest go grab some colors that you like and start playing around. So today's a great day. Pick them up while they're on sale. and you can create your own blend of beads. So this is what we're going to make, and I'm going to make a different colorway, and I'm going to switch up our design a little bit. Hi, Mel. Kim says, love using a bead spinner, beautiful mix of beads. Thank you. I had fun making this one. I really like this blend. So we're going to switch up this design, which is, just showing you that there's different ways you can do this same technique and you can make it your own besides the colorways. So we're going to go with a silver metal, and we're going to do kind of a beachy theme or an ocean theme. So I've got, actually, let me move some stuff I have on the side here out of the way so I can get the names of my pieces. So I've got a Toho Round Matte Raku Vine Green Iris. Excuse me, Iris. And this is kind of a darker matte, really kind of cool, but it's got a fun finish to it. We're going to put it in the spinner, so you'll see it in a second. And then I'm matching it with some Miyuki metallic galvanized silver delica seed beads. So the cool thing about making a mix is you can mix different colors, different textures, different finishes, and make a really cool bead soup. Now, I'm only going to mix 2 seed beads, and then we're going to add some little accents. So I've got the most beautiful little pearly guys here, and they are Prestige 5810 4mm round crystal pearls in white. These are absolutely lovely. They are so gorgeous. The sheen on them, they're so beautiful and just a really lovely color. So they'll look nice in our design. And then these guys I actually used last week. Believe it or not, I picked these for both shows unknowingly. When I was planning them separately, I must really love these beads. I do. They are Miyuki Rainbow Green Matte Drops. We made some filigree earrings with these last week. So go back and check that show. These have a really cool finish too. So we're going to, and we're going to add these little seahorse charms. So I thought those would be kind of fun. And you actually don't have to add a charm to your earrings if you don't want to. It's your decision. And then we're going to use some 24 gauge wire. Art Beads makes designer wire. It's tarnish resistant. I've got silver here, and this is how I'm going to create this particular earring. Now, I have literally strung up all of my beads to make this design. And you could do that if you like. I find it somewhat meditative to do that, but the bead spinner is going to make your life easier when it comes to stringing on a lot of seed beads. So I'm going to dump 1 vial of seed beads into the spinner. So look at that beautiful color. Gorgeous. This is kind of a mermaidy color in my humble opinion. So we're going to set the tube aside. I'm opening up with a large pair of flat nose pliers. It just helps get the top of that tube off safely. And then I'm going to pour in the silver. And so look at how lovely and beautiful those two look together. Now, in the other mix, I had 3 colors. You could do 4, you could do 10, you could do whatever you'd like. It's really up to you how you want to, put your beads together. So I'm going to use the soft end of my beading awl, and I'm going to mix these up. And you could spin, but they don't really mix well in the spinner. But it's a nice place for you to safely mix your beads without spilling them everywhere. And you could put them in a dish and you know, mix them up and then drop them in here. But since we're going to use this anyway, let's drop them in here and get them all mixed up. And oh gosh, see, look at how that just completely transforms each one of those beads. So super, super cool. I love how this looks together. So we are going to use these beads, but we're not going to put them in the spinner. And I'll tell you why. These will be hard to pick up in the spinner. The spinner is great for normal shaped seed beads, but these little teardrops aren't great. And these beads just really won't get picked up. So I'm going to manually put these on as we go. And I'll show you how I do that as we go. And I'm actually going to move everything out of the way as we get our wire ready to go. So I've got a nice pair of Beadalon cutters. And I'm going to pull about, I don't know, probably about 18 inches of wire. Going to be hard for me to show you that on screen here. But I'm going to cut from the spool, and then I'm going to cut my second. So this is going to be for one earring. And then I'm going to cut my second one because I want it to be about the same. I want it to be the same length. So I want to just take my wire and pull it out, and I'm going to cut, hard for you to see this here, but I'm going to cut here. And now I've got 2 pieces of wire for my earrings. This other one looks just a little bit longer, but I'm going to end up cutting off my end that was at the beginning of the packaging. So I've got 2 pieces of wire for my earrings, about 18 inches. Emerald style Veru classy blends all of together. Absolutely lovely indeed. Creation that's about to transformation. Yes. How long for the wire? About 18 inches. And I believe this wire is copper based, but you can either check the product description by clicking on the shopping bag, or maybe Michelle or someone can tell you about that. All right, so I've got about 18 inches here, and what I'm going to do at one end of my wire is I'm just going to create a small wire wrap loop. So I'm going to get pretty close to the end of my pliers, and I'm just going to create a wire wrap loop. I want it to be small, and just going to add a couple of wraps and straighten that out, and then snip off the excess. Thank you, Michelle. It is copper based. I thought so, but I wasn't 100%. So here's my little wire wrap loop at the end. And this is a little bit wonky because you've got quite a bit of wire, but we're gonna tell the wire who's boss. And I'm gonna grab my bead spinner. Now, what you wanna do is create a little bit of a hook. Now, this other end of my wire wants to get sassy on me. So I'm gonna just bend it a little bit like so. So we wanna kind of create that same objective of here's the big eye needle from the spinner that comes with it. So you want to get a little bit of a hook onto the end of your wire, and 24 gauge actually works nicely here. So what you want to do is you want to put that hook into the spinner, and this is a little bit tricky. So it takes a little while to get the motion right. So I've got this other piece of wire, just the end of the wire, just giving me trouble. So give me a second and get that guy under control. Pull it outwards. There we go. All right, so you're gonna put that in, and you want it to kind of be, you want the hook to go opposite of how you're spinning. So I'm spinning it manually with my hand, and I'm putting that, that little hook down into the beads. Now, the cool thing is it's just randomly putting the beads on. So it's not creating a pattern. If you want a pattern, you kind of got to do that on your own. So you have to string on your own, which I found kind of meditative when I've done these just on my own without a spinner. So I'm going to let those beads fall down to the end. Let those beads go down, and then I'm going to drop this in and get it just right. And it takes a little bit of practice. It's hard to do this on camera. And I am left-handed, so got a few more beads on. So we're gonna keep going and get as many on as we can get. Now, I find that I like to get groupings on and then push them down. And you're not gonna get massive amounts. Maybe you will with some practice. But I just kind of get my, you know what, I think I'm gonna go the opposite way because I find that a little bit easier for myself. So, and you can spin it along the side or you can spin it up top. So I've got, look at that. I've got a pattern of all of the silver ones and then I've got just one of the darker beads. So it's just going to create a fun pattern. Now I'm going to get a few more on here. And again, this is tough to show on camera. I was being brave to show you guys this today. All right, so I've got a few more on. Now, I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to add an accent bead. So I'm going to add one of my little drops. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm going to add a drop onto my wire if I can see the hole. Actually, that one's not working. Broken one. There we go. So I'm going to drop that little teardrop bead onto the wire, and then I'm going to go back in and start spinning some more beads. Sort of. This is tricky to show on camera, guys, so sorry about that. So let me get that needle in there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So that's tricky with all the wire. So now I'm pushing that wire down, trying to get it to a point that it's going to collect the beads onto my wire. And I'm actually going to add another accent bead now. And there's no rhyme or reason to me adding these accent beads. And I'm picking up a little few strays that tried to jump. They tried to get free. And I'm going to add more beads. So I'm going to get that down in there. And spin away. Come on, buddy. I'm going to push my wire down a little bit. And you can reposition your wire. You can bend your wire some more, bend it differently as you go just to get it going. There's some more. And so look, we've got already a fun random pattern. Got a couple of accent beads on there. So we're going to keep going. And I'm actually going to bend that out a little bit more so I can kind of get in there a little bit better for myself. And spin away. When I first started using a bead spinner, I thought this is a great thing, but it does take a little bit of practice to get used to getting those beads to get on there. I know there are some people that use this religiously and probably think this is super easy, but to make your hook smaller, it might be easier for you. Yes, I think you might be right. I think I've done smaller hooks before. So if you are a bead spinner user, you might have more tricks. I'm getting just little amounts here. So I want this hook to grab those beads. Getting some more, getting those down there. And I've got everything all haphazard here. I'm probably going to now add a couple of these beautiful little pearls. So these pearls will look lovely against these colors. So look how beautiful that pearl sits next to these. So I love that. I love them very much. And I love to just add some accents along the way. So get that needle down in there and grabbing those beads. And then the trick is once you get them on there, you don't want to flip them off your needle or your wire, which is what can happen. So Kim says, I'm a lefty too, and it makes you learn to be flexible with tools and techniques. Yes. I feel like I'm a little bit ambidextrous since I've started making jewelry, because I'm often finding that I have to use tools more right-handed, or do techniques more right-handed. So I feel like I can do a little bit of both, lefty and righty, but I am definitely a lefty. So here's our little strand of beads so far. Now, keep in mind, this looks like it's going slow, and it probably is a little bit slow because doing this under camera is a little challenging with the amount of wire I've got. But it is much faster than if we were trying to string on all of these seed beads. And again, I've done it. But it would take us a long time to get those seed beads onto our wire. And we've already got almost half of our beads on. I'm going to put on another pearl. So I'm not doing anything here patterned, just random, but you could add pearls after a certain amount, add a drop after a certain amount. Totally up to you how you'd like to do that. So let me get those guys down. And now we've got another teardrop, and we're going to get in here and get some more beads and push those down. And I think this is somewhat meditative as well. So put some music on, get a book on tape and audiobook, listen to your audiobook, listen to some music in the background, and just spin your beads. Spin, spin, spin. All right, I'm going to add another teardrop. And now we've got a little fun pattern. I'm going to get some more beads. Get those guys. It's kind of like you have to get the little needle in at an angle. And I'm not getting a lot. And I'm going to just adjust my beads a little bit. And get that wire in there. Get some more beads on. I'm going to pull another pearl and put that on. Drop it down. Believe it or not, we're making progress. I know this is not the most exciting thing to watch, but I'm just showing you how you can play with seed beads, you can play with wire. And if you're not a wire worker and you're not a seed beater, you can consider yourself both of those things if you make this project. So come on now. Let's get a few more on. I'm going to put another teardrop on and get that down. So now we've got a random pattern. We've got some different beads in there. We've got some cool shapes in there, but all, you know, all beads that are going to look nice together and play nicely together for a design like this. Now, I wouldn't use beads that are too terribly big for this project if you're going to add accents, because you don't want them to be too hard to curl up. So we want to make sure that we can curl these little, curl and coil this wire and get our little loops in place. And I'm keep getting my little spinner off to the side here. And I'm gonna get in here, get some more beads. And I think I'm gonna add another pearl. And these are also going to be lightweight earrings. So even with our charm, this is going to be lightweight. Okay, just a little bit more to go, you guys, and we'll have a finished earring, I promise you. So getting that needle in there, getting the beads on, dropping on. I'm going to put another pearl on. You could do just pearls. You could do just drops. You could use another larger seed bead, actually. You could use a size 8 or even a 6. So see how that's just creating a random pattern. And get this in here. Get some more on. We're getting close, I promise. This is a little challenging to do on camera. I found this the last time I did this on camera. A little challenging, but we're gonna get it done. You get the idea how this is working. And I'm finding if I tap the beads down into the spinner, there's more available in the reservoir for you to grab. They have a tendency to want to hang out on the side. All right, so getting those in there, I'm going to add another drop. Get that drop on. Get back in here, grab some more beads. Not a lot that time. Pushing the needle down into the beads. Getting some more on. I'm going to put another drop on. And I think I'm going to go maybe just another couple of inches here. And get some more on. What is Santa Barbara? Deb, would you get better curve by pressing the wire to the inside of the bowl to shape the needle? I don't know. I actually did try that. I think it's just I'm having trouble seeing what I'm doing. Seeing what I'm doing as I'm spinning. It's just hard to see with the camera. So I like this amount of beads. So let me set this aside for a second. Make sure I'm comfortable. I'm going to pick up all the little stray beads that tried to jump. So this is what I've got. And I've got some extra wire, but that's okay. We can snip off what we don't need. Now, the next thing that I recommend you do is you create another wire wrap loop, but you want to give yourself a little bit of open wire. We're going to be manipulating this wire, playing with this wire, and we don't want our wire wrap loop to be too close to this last bead and choking it, because we're going to crack beads as we start to move this around. So I'm going to create a wire wrap loop with a little bit of extra space up top. So I'm going to go here, maybe a little bit further down. And I'm going to create my wire wrap loop, and I'm perfectly fine if I've got some wire showing, because it's silver, it's going to match what I'm doing. So here I am, I've got this much space. It's maybe a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to snip off my excess. So we want these beads to have some ability to move. So this 24 gauge wire is very, very bendy. So we want to work harden this wire a little bit as we play with it here. So before we actually finish our final coil, I'm just going to start playing with it. I'm going to wrap it around my fingers, pull it back out, go the other way and wrap. I want to just give this a little bit of, I want to just get it hardened up a little bit. The more you work with wire, it will harden up. And because this is so bendy, we want to be able to have it hold its shape. Now, I've actually made these and not done much work hardening at all, and they've held their shape just fine. You might have to play with them, poof them up a little bit when you wear them if you're storing them in a way that they might get scrunched up a little bit. But these, I like to do a little bit of work hardening so that they have a better chance of holding their shape. So I'm just kind of playing around. You see, I've got some kinks in it, and I feel good about that amount of work hardening. Just a little bit of playing with the wire. So let me move my spin a bead out of the way and my little accent beads out of the way. They are going to end up everywhere. And this is what I do next. So you could use a chapstick. You could use a large bail making plier. You could also use your fingers. So you can decide how big you want your loops. These are Deb finger loop sized. I don't have particularly small or particularly large fingers, but I just take one end of my wire and I will wrap coil around my beaded wire. And I can see how this is shaping up, and then I can start holding it with my hand and winding it around and creating those little coils. And look, I've got a nice little coiled, pretty beaded wire. This is very springy, and it definitely can hold its shape. So what I want to do next, and I want to quickly see how many coils I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coils. So I want to take the ends with the loops and make sure that they are, that they're both kind of in the same spot. So they're not like one's down and one's up, because we're actually going to attach our loops to an ear wire. So I've got some pretty little ear wires here. So these are in the show today. They are a really cute little curled ear wire with a ball end. These are some of my favorites. I actually think they're in the earrings I'm wearing today too. One of my favorites. So I'm going to take and coil these ends a little bit tighter at the end. And then what I want to do is I want to attach them with the loops here. So I want to take my flat nose pliers and make sure that my loops are in a good place, like they're straight, so that I can get them attached like that. So I'm going to open up my ear wire. Now, if you wanted to, you could most certainly use a jump ring and attach, and then attach to your ear wire if you're more comfortable doing that. But I like to just attach directly to my ear wire. And I want to go, actually, I want to do it this way. I want to actually attach them both at the same time. So I'm going to hold onto my pieces, and then I'm going to drop my ear wire in there. And you can decide which side of your earring you want to be the front. If you like the way that your earring looks better on this side than that side, it's up to you. And then you want to get your ear wire closed so that those little wrapped loops aren't coming out. And now you've got this little cluster, this little swirly piece, and you can play with it to get it out, get it the way that you want it. So I've actually got a coil that's a little out of place here. So you can still play with this. You can still get the coils in the shapes you want and have them splayed out the way that you want. And they can look really fun and curly and cute. Kim says, thanks, Deb. I've got around. I'll definitely watch the replay later. Thank you so much, Kim, for watching. Thank you, Dee. And this is, going to hold its shape, but you can manipulate it still and splay them out a little bit how you would like. And you've got this fun little cluster. Now, one thing we're going to do, though, to finish these up is we're going to add a little charm. So I thought, I was feeling very oceany. We've still got plenty of time to have a visit to the beach for the summer. So these beautiful seahorse charms are in the show. They are gorgeous. I love how these look. They're not double-sided, but they still look very beautiful on the back. And the thing is, they have a forward-facing hole. So in order for me to get these attached to my earring and oriented the right way, I've got to do jump rings. And what I did was I attached 2 4mm jump rings, little round ones, and then I've got an oval jump ring, and I believe it's like a 6 or 7mm. And Michelle, I hate to say this, I think I did not add jump rings. I always forget jump rings in the show. But you've probably got jump rings. You can get some more jump rings and find those easily to drop into your shopping cart. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to attach it to the center coil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to attach it to my 5th one, which is right here. So I'm going to open this guy up. And I like an oval jump ring for this attachment because it's going to allow this to be a little safer. And I'm just going to put that onto... going to put that on, or try to. Maybe it will be better if I actually attach it with pliers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me get that on there, and then I'm going to close it up like that. And yes, I did put it on backwards. either I didn't have enough caffeine this morning or I had too much. So I'm going to reorient that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, this guy. And get that closed up. And I think that's right. So we've got a cute little sea-themed swirly twirly earring. And you can still play around with this a little bit to get it just the way you want it. You can scrunch it up closer if you like the look of it being a little bit tighter. You can pull them out a little bit further if you like them to be a little bit more wild and crazy. You can have them a little bit splayed out like that. You can do them however you would like. You could do less coils, guys, if you prefer less coils. You could do more coils. You just need more wire and more beads. And you could also do these without a charm, as I showed you. So you could just stop there, don't add a charm, and just, you know, create your seed bead mix and your bead mix. Thank you, Santa Barbara girl. I think this is just a really fun project. Now, I thought I would show you one more thing. I'm not going to make another earring because the spinning will put you to sleep. But I wanted to show you these earrings. These are in the design studio. So I did this project, I think towards the end of last year, for Art Beads. So you should find this. I think Michelle's going to drop a link in to this project. This is the same concept. So in the video, you'll see me use a bead spinner. And yeah, these I called twisty swirly earrings. And I had 3 colors of seed beads. Unfortunately, 2 of them are sold out, but I used 24 gauge wire. And I just added the beads on, and actually, you know what? I may not have done the bead spinner because these are too good. I think I may have just strung these on, which is maybe a little horrifying to you guys, but I did 2 long strands and they're twisting in a different way. So I actually took the wire and pulled it through. So I created loops and then pulled the wire through. And then I did some big wraps up top. And these, again, like they hold their shape pretty well. They might get a little wonky if you store them, you know, so that they'll get squashed, but they hold their shape. These feel a little bit heavier to me. I think these seed beads, there's a lot more of them. I think this was maybe like 2 feet of wire. I can't remember the specifics, but I thought that you would maybe like these as inspiration as well. So you could go and take a look at that video and watch this project too. It's just a different orientation of the coils. So you can spin them and make them that way, or you can spin them and splay them out this way. And then of course we've got this sample too, which I love. I think these are my favorite of all 3. So really, really fun. Can I tell you what great Christmas ornaments these would make? Yes, I had not thought of that, but actually these would be so fun. You could do some Christmas charms on these and then hang them from your tree. You could even just create some wire hooks for yourself, and that would be really fun. They could also go on a package. And these are easy, guys. You guys can do this. Those of you who are seasoned jewelry makers can most certainly do this. But if you're a beginner, you can also do this. This is not a hard project. Working with the bead spinner, as you saw, if you're not an expert, I'm not an expert, takes a little bit of patience, but you could also string them on if you want to do that too. So I think these are fun. So let me flip my camera up. We could chat just a little bit more before I let you all go. So using this bead spinner on camera, hard. You'll get better after you've tried it out a little bit, and yeah, it's probably not the most exciting thing to watch, but trust me, when you get the hang of it, you'll enjoy it. And here's what that earring looks like. So I'm just going to grab a little earring stopper and show you what this looks like. Now, I love this combination of beads. I think it's really fun. So there, I've got this little swirly cluster of beads with a nice little dangly charm. You could dangle beads from these, guys. You could grab like an 8mm bead, wire wrap it, and attach it to one of your little coils. Yeah, it's like endless possibilities. And go, guys, and get some seed beads today. Grab some of your favorite colors. You'll sometimes be surprised at how things come together when you actually do it yourself. So pull 3 or 4 beads or grab one of those designer blends and mix them all up. And you've got just a really fun project for earring making. So I hope that you guys enjoy this project, that you'll give it a try. Try some of the others. Make 10 or 12 pairs. I don't know, I might sit and make these for the rest of the day. No, I have other work to do, but thank you guys for watching. So many possibilities with Bead Spinner and the colors of the seed beads, especially on sale right now. Yes, up to 35% off and a free tube of Toho. Don't miss that, you guys. It ends tonight. And check out our BeadFest workshop that's coming up. We've got lots of fun things planned for BeadFest. So go and check out BeadFest. Don't forget to use the coupon code. And please, guys, don't forget to check out. Get that cart checked out. And gosh, this week is jam-packed with more great shows. Don't forget Andrea Bieber tomorrow, Julie Bean on Wednesday, Becky Doll on Thursday, Sarah Lovecraft on Friday. I'll be back next Monday for another episode of Designing with Deb. And I hope you all have a fabulous week. Go make some jewelry. Thanks, everybody. I love that you're here. Bye, everyone.